What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade again here for you. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the digital dollar. We are looking at a possibility that can change the way that we deal with our finances today. For those of you who don't know, the digital dollar can be created through cryptographic technology, which is the same technology used to build Bitcoin. But before I jump into the content, I just updated my new free ebook on the 7 best ways to secure your crypto, updated for 2021. It's 100% free, so go ahead and check it out in the description below. It will also be pinned in the comments. All right, let's get started. Now, guys, one thing that we have to mention is that the US is still thinking about this CBDC idea. They are still evaluating whether this is something that would be to the people's advantage or not. But on the other hand, let's not also forget that the first 5 pilots for the digital dollar project will be launched probably by this year or the beginning of next year. This is kind of like a test that the US is doing for the digital dollar project, just to see how the Federal Reserve will operate with it. Things are still unclear and there is a lot of work to do. So what does it mean if everything falls through? Say goodbye to cash and say hello to digital currencies only.
It's me. Knock, knock. So, you got my money?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'll pay you soon.
Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. Have the money by tomorrow and there won't be any problems.
Huh?
Yeah, 24 hours.
Why? What happens in 24 hours?
I don't know. Not psychic, man. I'm just saying it would probably be better for everybody if you had the money tomorrow.
Where did we actually learn about the launch of the first 5 pilots? Enter Accenture, a US consulting firm. Well, not exactly, since its former regulators and executives have created an organization that has the intention to launch within the next year. In their announcements, they already mentioned this, but they are doing this to evaluate different aspects of using a digital dollar. Now let's dive deeper into what a digital dollar is so you can better understand what to expect from this project and test pilot. But first, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you do not lose any of the videos with the latest news about crypto and this channel. So, digital dollar, what exactly is it? Is it a format explanation? The digital dollar is a central bank issued or a tokenized form of the US currency. It could help improve financial access for the unbanked and make it easier to disperse government aid. Now, let's break down to the ones that speak simpler English. The digital dollar is just like the normal dollar, but in a digital format. Kind of like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is decentralized. The purpose behind it is to help those people who struggle with getting bank access for the moment, thus having it harder to collect their government-issued aid and also taxes as well. The real interesting thing is that the US isn't the only country that is taking this into consideration or doing such a movement. We also have China on the other side of the equation that is in front of everyone with their digital Yuan. Now, this is a concept so far, but it's also been tested, and that's not all. Since there are a lot of countries that are experimenting with this idea, so does this mean more control over the masses or not? Yes, but we'll see that bit a little bit later in this video.
Well, let's say we agree to this thing. How long is it going to be before they LoJack us like a bunch of common criminals?
117 countries want to sign this.
A bit of a backstory, the Digital Dollar Foundation was formed last year by J. Christopher Giancarlo, who is the former chairman of Accenture, by Daniel Gorfein, who is the former director of Labs CFTC, and by the investor Charles Giancarlo to design and advocate for the use of a digital dollar. Sheesh. So all these guys just decided to quit their jobs and start a financial revolution all of the sudden. Suspicious? And the beauty of it is that they aren't even in direct collaboration with the Federal Reserve. The problem is the Federal Reserve has no money.
Well, then who has my money? There's no money, you son of a bitch.
The latter is doing its own research into a CBDC, or central bank digital currency, but these two groups have been in contact, according to David Treat, one of the directors of the project and a senior managing director at Accenture. What these guys are working on is well, let's say a structure for funding the entire process of development. In simple words, it is a blueprint on how the digital dollar project will actually work once it's launched on ground zero. Surprisingly, David Treat said that the projects would receive support from Accenture. However, since the heads of the projects are former members of Accenture, the project would also be self-funded. One thing that we do get to know about the entire project is that it is going to be as real-world applications are. We all know that the Federal Reserve is the boss when it comes to these kinds of decisions, until the boss gives the green light or not. The digital dollar will not be a central bank digital currency, but it does have the same structure as the currency of the central bank. A stable coin is used to demonstrate live how a CBDC can perform in the real world, and is kind of the same as the normal dollar. The only difference is who the issuer is. The guys seem optimistic enough, since they have said they'll be able to give great results very quickly. We are talking about months here, not quarters. So by the time 2022 is here, maybe everything will be ready. But they are going to have to wait for the individual pilots to be completed before sharing any results in this particular case. But even though it seems like China is rushing to develop its digital yuan, this will not be a digital currency race for the US, at least for now. All the Fed cares about is getting things in order and getting it right the first time. So just like they used to teach us in elementary school.
Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.
Well, they are right, because this is a matter of developing a central bank digital currency, or CBDC. China might be taking the wrong approach on this one, and that's not the way that the US wants to follow. Now, let's jump a little bit onto the promise we made earlier, the control phase. Another reason why the US wants to get things right is that China has a different purpose of why they're using this. That is why we want to do things a little bit differently, so they say. The Fed said that China's real purpose is to track every single payment for which the currency is used in real time, not the thing that the US claims or seems like they want to use. But I would expect the masses to be controlled to be the Fed's cup of tea, but they also have said stuff to the contrary. I kind of trust this idea about as much as I trust banks.
Don't trust big banks or small banks. Banks are Ponzi schemes run by morons.
The digital dollar is something that would be a good thing for the people, and it may be the right thing for those who rely on the dollar. However, China, on the other hand, has been having New Year's Day every day. They developed their CBDC with remarkable success. They completed various trials in an open lottery system. They even gave thousands of participants the opportunity to shop and experiment with the digital yuan. You know that there's a hidden trick behind all the free stuff. Nothing is ever for free, especially when the word lottery is mentioned. I would be careful if I was a citizen of China jumping in on this. Now, we have made another video where we talked about the scary truth behind the idea of digital IDs. And here we have the digital dollar, which sounds like a mass control thing to me, at least for surveillance. Especially when you think back to how the Wall Street has been bashing cryptos for a very long time. And now it seems like the same for the Fed, or the same guys, are flirting with this new technology behind it. Something smells very fishy here, and it's not me. Perhaps all this digitalized talk going on around these days will give us the answer very soon. As time goes on, Who knows, maybe by 2022 or early 2022, but we will see a different way of doing things. With all of that being said, let's find out and see if this is a tool for surveillance or to actually help us. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.